there are things that frustrate if you work with police. Now, across the justice system, one major problem for the police is something called bail. Well, I'm always told that is a constitutional right. That thing is a mess. That thing called bail is a mess. You know, you go to Tembisa, you find a guy called BP. BP had 43 cash heists and 5 bails. 43 cash heists and 5 bails.
43 cases or 43 alleged
43.
alleged cases?
No, he takes the money. Maybe it's not alleged if he doesn't take your money. But, well, he's arrested now. But he has been arrested and getting bail, arrested and getting bail, and arrested and getting bail. So, police get frustrated with that. One major frustration was a guy called Ntuli, not this one. Ntuli is accused number 5 in the case of
Mayor.
Senzo Meyiwa.
Yeah.
Ntuli, as we speak, he's doing 6 life sentences. He was found guilty and sentenced, but got an appeal, or got the right to appeal, and given the bail. When he has been found guilty and sentenced to 6 life sentences, still given the bail. And some of the people that he went after are those that gave evidence against him for him to get life.
So that is Bheki Cele there explaining, about this frustrating issue called bail. And I still remember General Mkhwanazi also touched on this issue of bail with regarding to this guy, Fisohle Ntuli, who is currently the accused at the Senzo Meyiwa trial, to be like, this guy commits what is committed, the murder, etc. He gets arrested, he goes to court, he gets the bail, he gets released, he commits the same crime again. So this happens for something like 5 or 6 times. So that's why these police officers and these guys in the police ministry are describing this bail as something like an animal that needs to be, not to be scrapped, but it needs to be looked at, as to what exactly is really going on. I mean, you can even look at this guy who is currently out, Katiso Molefe. This guy has so many serious cases, not just one case, but a mountain of them. But he was released, he is out on bail. So many people, were saying that it's putting witnesses who are out there at a serious risk due to the release of this guy. And that's why this bail needs to be looked at. I mean, you even look at Vusumuzi Matlala. The guy is currently seeking an application for bail at the moment. And I think it's on Friday. Today is a Thursday, right? So tomorrow, that's when the ruling is going to be given on whether he's getting the bail or not. So these guys, they are seriously saying that, especially those in the police service, that this thing, it needs to be mitigated. So one thing, is that you look at this, how this thing was really written, the constitution, which ended up bringing the bail, etc. It was born, or written out of a trauma that came from apartheid, etc., which caused, a lot of this leniency to be there in place and to avoid violations of human rights. But unfortunately now, when some of these things do occur, of this leniency, is that there are others who then take advantage of the system, and which then makes the entire thing to look bad. But these guys might be just something like 5 to 10%, and they end up spoiling everything for everyone. So now that we have seen the issue that is on the table, or the problem as others see it, it now needs a solution. And what is the solution? It needs obviously an amendment of the constitution. You would need 2/3 majority, and currently at the moment to get 2/3 majority is not going to be easy, because you would need 3 parties and above, to be able to agree on this, to say let's amend this, like you get the ANC, the DA, and maybe throw in the EFF, to agree on this thing. But as we all know, when there are too many cooks in the kitchen, it just ends up as a disaster. So unfortunately, this might end up just being talk without any solution that is going to come. So we've heard that part, but I think we should return, to the main focus of why Behicele is there at the ad hoc committee, because we might end up losing focus. Because the main issue, is why was Behicele at the house of Vusumuzi Matlala? Because the reason why we are all here is because of the allegations of these guys being involved with these criminals. So that's the main question, that Behicele has to be answering here. It seems this guy is playing smart and is way, way smarter than Senzo Mkhunu, I mean, he has already taken us down the tunnel, and he's going way ahead with us, So we are now forced to follow him where he wants us to go, instead of him following us where we want him to be going and answering the questions, because we want to hear about the allegation of him spending time at Vusumuzi Matlala's house. So the issue of bail on its own, I think it's something very kind of tricky, as to who gets to get the bail and who doesn't get to get the bail. Like, how do you get to define that this guy is way, way too much of a risk? I think it's clear, you have somebody like Katiso Malefe. It's clear, in everybody's eyes. You don't need to be, I think, to have studied law to see that this guy is completely something else. So asking the question of who should get the bail, there is just a clear breakdown, and somebody who is not a flight risk, who is likely not to run away, interfere with witnesses, commit another crime while on bail, endanger public safety. So the problem that is there is that some of these guys that are getting bail, they have other cases, that they were arrested for, but somehow they keep on getting this bail. So that on its own, it's a problem, with point number 3. So they're saying courts usually favor first-time offenders, those charged with minor offenses. But if you have guys like Vusumuzi Matlala, those guys are not charged with minor offenses. Those with fixed addresses, those who cooperate with authorities, medical reasons, etc. So there are reasons why, those who should not get bail. So that's the big question that everybody has, how come these repeat offenders for murder cases get bail? Fisohle Ntuli, who is at the Mewa trial. So the answer to that question, is everyone has a right to apply for bail. So we all know that, the burden of proof can shift. Common reasons judge that the state's case is weak, not strong enough evidence. So you can see that these laws, they end up conflicting amongst themselves, with these issues of human rights coming in to say that I have my rights, there is no evidence over whatever that you're charging me, etc., etc. So this is the challenges that are there. I'll catch you guys on the next one.